I'm going to go with my corner because I think that's the only position that hasn't been. Well, there's 2 positions that haven't been picked yet. So I'm going to go with my corner.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Ronnie James. Just kidding. So I had to throw another joke in there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Think RBA podcast. It's your boy, the Chico, my man, Mr. Okadan. This is take 2. We just recorded. We got about 5-6 minutes in, and
to realize that.
Hak, did you turn the mic? No, I'm just kidding. This was the audio. Technically, you didn't turn the mics on. That was our old running joke.
That was our old running joke. It was
like, wait, we can't hear anything. Hak, did you turn the mic on? Oh,
you're right. Sorry.
So, we just went about about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes, and then
warm up.
Look down, and the pregame practice. Reps.
It's reps.
It's all about reps.
That's right.
But anyway, as we were saying, which y'all didn't hear, but you're about to, it was a fun week. Interesting week. We came off of a game last night, and it was especially interesting for me because I was finally upgraded from a fan who was recording in the stands for helping the team, right?
Yeah,
giving you game film.
It's a very, very important job.
Y'all, I JJ Redick'd it. I made it to the bench. I made it from the video camera to the bench.
Wow, just like that, see?
Just like
that's all
that.
It takes.
It's possible.
That's all it takes.
I am now officially a grade 5-6 youth basketball coach.
Next stop. Here come Wizards.
Oh, absolutely not. Atlanta, here I come. When Quinn Snyder's gone, I'm stepping up to the bench.
I bet.
No, but it was fun. Just, I've been around in practice, on the court with y'all, but
involved.
I try to kind of be less vocal and kind of let you and your other co-coach do most of it, and then kind of work with some of the kids one-on-one on some things, and just reminders of things that you guys have told them when
just
I pointed out. The more we got 10 kids. So, it gives us the opportunity to give more one-on-one instruction to those kids. But it was definitely fun.
Yeah.
Like revisiting from 2 years ago, or no, last time it was just you and me on the bench, and it was fun. So we had an intense week of practice.
Good.
An intense game last night.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it was intense for all the wrong reasons. Didn't need to be unnecessarily intense, first.
But what I will say, it was very enjoyable for the fan experience.
Well, it depends.
Because it was a comeback. It was not.
It depends,
It depends what side you're on.
So I'm glad you brought that up, and we didn't talk about this before, but now that you said that, so like Dylan's mom, she's not a sports fan.
Okay.
Any sport, she doesn't.
Sure.
Yeah, the only thing that she watches actively, is WWE pay-per-views with us.
Okay.
But no other sport is she going to sit down and watch or whatever.
Okay.
She says that they make her anxious, right? And especially when her baby boy's in there, right? But she came last night, and so that whole thing made her anxious the entire time.
Oh, really?
And then, of course, he got hurt. And
yeah.
But it's just she came around and checked on him and everything. But that's part of life. But that's that fan experience. It depends, right?
Yeah.
If you can weather that anxiety. I mean, even at one point.
Come on, bro. Seeing an Atlanta fan all the time.
No, I
used to.
So, but even I have to manage that, because there was a point during the game where I was getting frustrated. I had to manage my own anxiety as we were going.
Okay.
Even though I still felt confident we were gonna, handle our business, and we did. It was just one of those we're making it tougher on ourselves, and if we can't get a couple of shots to fall, we could legitimately lose this game. So as we've been talking about kind of the progress, week to week as we record, we're 3 out of 4 games we've won. We're 3-1. And all 3 games, we start off hot in the first. They die out. They come out this intensity that's beautiful.
Right.
And that first quarter, I love at the end of the first quarter, your message to him, you were like, I'm watching as a fan right now because you guys are playing beautiful basketball. This is the RBA basketball that we like to play.
RBA brand of basketball. Yeah.
And then the second and third, they just are flat, disappear,
right.
And then they hang on in the fourth. They do enough. And then the one game we lost, we didn't start out. The other team actually started out,
hot.
and we clawed our way back.
Right.
But we didn't have enough juice to finish it. So that's going to be some of the emphasis. Next week is our last week of practices and games before the playoffs. So it's point of emphasis is going to be we gotta bring that energy. We can't just do it from opening tip, especially after halftime. Like after halftime to start the third, we have to bring that same level of intensity. But overall, man, we had some really
unsung heroes.
Yeah, like kids that were just one was in points. Helped us because without those points, and it was unexpected. He's not one of the top scorers. I mean, he's decent, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's not going to be your primary go-to guy. Here's the ball.
He was scrapping.
But he did all the things that don't show up on the stat sheet.
Correct, and that got him those points.
Correct.
And then the other didn't score as much, but my God, loose balls, defense, rebounds, like, and he's one of our smaller players.
And that changed the trajectory of part
everything
of the game because those things matter.
Everything.
Yeah. And he was absolutely, as you mentioned earlier, he was a star in his role.
Yeah.
Absolute star.
Yeah.
I loved it. His development has been beautiful to watch because when he first came in, he hadn't bought in.
Every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, it was chuck up. Like every other kid wants to do.
And so that's one of the things we were talking about before we realized the audio wasn't on. Was that's one of the things I think you and your co-coach have really done a good job of instilling in the kids, and me watching a little bit from afar, but from a close to, is that, y'all have done a really excellent job at getting them to understand that not everybody's going to be the star player getting all of the shots, right? You can get shots when they're a good shot, but you can't just get the ball, chuck it up. Like, that's not the kind of basketball we play. So learn how you can be good in your role, setting screens, set a screen and roll to the basket. And then maybe you could get it back and get an easy point, right? But you're not going to stand back from mid-range or from the 3-point line and just throw up and hope that it goes in. And seeing that progress from day one to now in such a short period of time with such limited practice time has been amazing to see. And they really have bought into that. It's a really good group of kids. So that's kudos to you and your co-coach for really getting them to understand that. And I mean, I've seen now you coach, 3 seasons, 4 seasons?
Yeah, 3 to 4.
3 or 4. This is the best team that you've had by far. Just in terms of mindset, mentality, variation of skill set. This is the best team you've had.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of these boys, man. And again, like, I bounce a lot of ideas off of you, so there's a lot of brainstorming that happens in the back end. So you're not just recording. There's a lot of things we talk about. I know my assistant coach, we talk about things, but I know like a lot of the RBA brand, right? That's right here.
Oh yeah.
So we talk a lot about that, and that's what we wanted to instill in the boys. And I'm so happy that they bought into it.
Yeah. And
I also want to thank the parents, because I think the parents also play a very pivotal role in reinforcing that message.
Yep.
Right. Yes, we know. So what I tell them is what are you him at? be him at whatever you are him at, right? Not everybody can shoot. Not everybody can.
Right.
I don't need 5 point guards.
Right.
I need 2 point guards, right? To this, to that, every position.
Right.
So be him at what you are him at. Figure out what you're him at, and then let's develop that. And then the whole team comes together like this.
Yep. No, and one of the things is, again, this is a summer league. A lot of kids are, just signed up for something to do for the summer, but there's also a bunch of kids that are in there to compete too.
Absolutely.
So it's like a very competitive league. So it's like this weird dichotomy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But man, like, when you talk about kudos to the parents, because the one thing that you all said was, no matter what, we are going to out-condition every other team.
Absolutely.
And the way that you make them run, I know no other team's running like that. No other team is running the way that you and your co-coach are running these kids in practice. And it shows, because when every fourth quarter, that's why 3 out of 4 games, we've been able to hang on, because they're huffing and puffing and our boys are still going.
Yeah.
So even if we miss shots, okay, just get back. And they're running and pushing the ball. It's like that. Hustle. It's kind of like that D'Antoni 7 seconds or less, but not quite.
Not quite. Yeah.
But they're still up and down, down. We don't, we're not casual walking it up, giving them a chance to
set up on D.
And that's another thing too. And I think, we joked about this. I think we talked about this on one of the previous episodes, but I know I've been like, it's just a thing I haven't been able to figure out, is that they don't call 3 seconds in this league.
I know. It's
and
crazy.
So like the team we played last night, I mean, they had the biggest kid in the league.
They did.
And they're able to just plant him right under the basket and tell him, don't move, just you put your arms up. And he's the tallest and heaviest, I think, like big boy.
Big boy, yeah.
And that's tough. So all these other teams, everybody runs a zone.
Yep.
And then we run man.
We're the only team.
So when we jumped out to a 16-4 lead quickly, I think it was frustrating the other coaches who I kept hearing complaining about how physical our boys were playing, especially on defense. And I'm like, well, that's because they're not playing this soft ass zone.
Correct.
Right? Like y'all are playing a soft ass zone that's really not going to teach them. Like,
it's detrimental.
You got to learn zone, right? But like, you shouldn't be learning zone until you have learned man.
Zone is what I call default, right? When you can always go back to zone.
Right.
But learning how to play man is a man's game, right?
Correct.
I tell them boys play zone, men play man.
And we're the only team that plays man defense.
We are the only team.
Right. And it's been like that for like 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's been that for 2-3 seasons.
Right. So everybody just puts in this zone because that's easy. We don't have to really work on a whole lot.
Right.
And we can focus on all the offensive side. But then they get mad when we're playing physical man defense because their kids don't know how to adjust to it.
That's all I got to say about it.
So, but then like we start, for whatever reason, we start backing off in the second and third and giving them like
the breathing room.
If we brought that same level of intensity every quarter, oh my God, we'd be averaging like 50 and holding them to like 15.
Correct.
But because we like, I think we started this game 16-4. The first game we started like 19-6 or something.
We're definitely in the high teens, mid to high teens every first quarter.
Almost every first quarter, we almost have 20 points. Then we finish the game with like 35. 30 plus,
right. We die out and then we die out
and just hang on.
Right.
So we just got to figure out how to fix that. But it was fun. It was a good game.
No, yeah, I'm proud of these boys, man. I'm proud of the way the season has been going. You're right. This has been the best team. I look forward to what the future.
Yeah.
As the next games progress.
Yeah. And so, and we had a couple of injuries.
We did.
Some freak things happened.
It's a risk in life, man.
Some boys tangled feet. Somebody hurt their wrist. Some coaches may have felt like it was a foul. It really wasn't. Another kid got hurt, but I think he banged his knee. But I'm saying all that to say, so we had one too.
Yeah.
And particularly D, my son D. I think it was like at the very, very end of the third quarter. That's why I didn't want you to waste that timeout because I heard you try to call timeout.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's 20 seconds left. Like he can limp through 20 seconds. Like I didn't know like that point was still close.
Right.
I was like, I did not want you to waste the time.
Risk of time. I mean,
like that would be a waste of a timeout.
We have plenty.
Yeah. I mean, still, I didn't like,
who knows?
We didn't know we may have needed him.
Yeah, you're right.
We may have needed him. So I was like, nah, he's good. And then he came out and had to sit out the rest of the game. He's fine now. But I was going to say, it was just to tell you, it was not load management. Okay. So I just wanted you to coach to coach. It was not load management.
But even
I was going to say, but speaking of load management.
Before we get to
you go.
So really quick on the injury thing, like Tage got a concussion in last season, right? In the winter season.
Mm-hmm.
Life happens.
It happens.
Right? He had to sit out a few games because it's a whole concussion protocol. He couldn't play. He couldn't practice.
Right.
It's all right. Like life happens.
Yeah.
And then anything you do in life, there's a risk involved in it, whether it's walking to the mailbox or going to the store to get something.
Right.
Or walking down the stairs. I mean,
there was a lot of extra emotion.
Correct.
Surrounding particularly the where their feet got tangled up.
Yeah.
There was a lot of emotion. I think it's because we were up 16-4 at that point.
Yeah.
And they were getting upset. And frankly, that team hasn't won a game. And it was their best player. It was their best player. Like there are a lot of factors. So I think there was some extra emotion in that. And then when it happened to the second kid, it was like throwing gasoline on the fire.
It added to that.
But I think everybody cooled down by the end.
I did. I do want to say something real quick about Tage in the sense that big kid, we were missing our bigs.
Yeah.
So he had to guard the big kid. And when they both did jump ball in the video, you could see like the size disparity and like size, height, and like, frame. Yeah. Totally different. But he had to take that assignment and he handled it.
He handled his business.
A
couple nice blocks too.
And that's the part of what we're trying to teach the kids, right? Whatever role you are put in, you gotta be a star in that.
Got to RBA.
Or RBA. Right?
Yeah.
So I I look forward to really continuing this season, and too bad it's a very short season, but I would love to continue with this group.
I know.
Longer
keep them together.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I was going to transition into, speaking of load management.
Load management, yes. Is that the plague?
Kawhi Leonard made it through one Team USA practice before he bowed out.
And the whole thing was, did he leave or the team let him go? And it was
it was framed as he was withdrawing. So,
but it was USA's decision. Apparently, Grant Hill came out with it.
Yeah. So
it was like,
it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Probably it.
Yeah, his knees were like, one practice, nah, we good, homie. we gotta get out of
paycheck,
here,
bro. My whole thing with that was the replacement. Derek White. Did Kyrie Irving retire?
Forget Kyrie. I mean, yes, that's one. But if you let's just say you're gonna pick somebody from the Celtics,
right?
Jaylen Brown,
right?
You saw his tweets?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, Jaylen Brown tweeted that, the emoji with the
eyes.
What's it called?
The monocle.
The monocle. Tweeted a couple of those. Like, so now you're causing like
a rift in the
Like, why would you? That was interesting. Derek White over Jaylen Brown. I mean, factoring out Kyrie, but also too, I don't think they need Kyrie. I don't think they need another guard.
Listen, Kyrie can get you what you need, right? That one season where it was him, Steph, and that other group, that was a beautiful group to watch play basketball.
It was.
So would you want to go watch Derek White or Kyrie Irving play basketball?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, but yeah, I mean, if it had been Jaylen Brown, I wouldn't have been like, oh, Kyrie should be like, whatever.
No. Then I wouldn't either.
Like, bro, this man just won
Finals
MVP.
Yeah, absolutely.
As they won their first chip.
That was the other question: is who makes that selection?
It's USA Basketball.
No, so right. But who's the coach? Who's the head coach?
Oh God,
who makes that? Or the group of coaches?
I think it's all of them
because
together.
If it's not the Celtics coach, this could be a very nice way to create that rift.
Oh yeah, it's not the Celtics. No, it's definitely not the Celtics because they. But either way, I mean, I think it's just like. It's just interesting how
it is
how you make that happen. But yeah, you just came off the finals. You won your first chip, and this man was finals MVP,
the best player in the
And you're gonna choose Derek White.
That's all.
There's a lot of other players.
Clearly, a lot of other players
that you could have gone down the list.
But
so
here we are.
But yeah, poor Kawhi, man. Kawhi might be cooked, man. I don't know.
I don't know about poor Kawhi. Kawhi is doing well for himself.
Yeah, I know Kawhi is doing very well for himself, but I'm just like he just might be cooked. He might be one of those players that doesn't have that longevity. So we got 13 years.
I mean, that's a good.
No. That's a healthy career, but how many of those years has he been out?
Correct.
So like how many true playing?
Sure,
years
yeah, absolutely. Load management. It's
definitely not a Braun. So okay. Anything else on
that's it.
Team
that's
USA? All right. So we're gonna transition into a fun little game. You wanna play a little game?
Let's play a game. But before we play the game, I wanted to talk real quick about and I probably should have done this a little earlier. Because USA team, the camp got together. Mm-hmm. There was another camp that happened recently.
Before you do that, talking about camps that came together, we gotta just give one flower.
Sure.
To Cooper Flag.
Oh, okay.
Is that the kid who's going to Duke?
Yeah.
Bruh. He was at the Team USA practice cooking.
I heard.
Cooking them.
I didn't watch the highlights yet, but I heard.
I watched the highlights. He was straight cooking them.
Okay.
Like,
wow.
This kid may be a problem.
He's next?
I mean.
Potential? Well, let's see what he does at Duke. But
he was cooking them.
The potential's there.
He was cooking them.
I mean, he's been doing it for...
He's been cooking a lot of people, but when you are 17 and you're going up against AD and Bron and KD, like all these guys, and you're out there straight.
Handling your business. You put him on notice.
Like he put everybody on notice. I mean, he's
been on notice.
He was already noticed. He bumped himself up next level, in my opinion.
Oh.
Like
I look forward to watching these. Okay, I look forward to watching these highlights now.
Like I want the Hawks to get the number 1 pick when he's coming out next year, right?
Oh man,
that means another bad season. But anyway, go ahead. You talk about camp. Yes, camp.
No. So yes, that's great. I do want to see Cooper, and Cooper is somebody that my son has been watching as well because he's that kind of player to watch.
Might play against him one day. Cooper's got him by 6-7 years.
We'll see.
So when Cooper's in the league for 6-7 years, he might be playing against a young a young Tage. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood, right? We'll see. But so there's another camp that happened, not obviously as grandiose or as big as USA Basketball, but another camp, which was an old school camp. One of our local high school coaches here has his own camp for like the last 20 years. Renowned high school coach. Goes undefeated season after season after season. So our rival high school, he's the head coach to that. And he invited Tage out. He's also Tage's teacher. He invited Tage out and he said, I want you to come out. This is a camp that's also sold out, huge waiting list. And so we were at a dilemma, like, because it's a sleepover camp. He's never left the family.
Mm-hmm.
So we've never, like, he's always been with family when he's traveling.
Yep.
But never away fully on his own. Like A through Z, got to handle everything, that type of situation.
Yeah.
So we sent him out and wife and I talked about, he's got to grow up sometime. So
yeah.
let's, here you go, right? He's doing something he loves to do. So this is one of those like moments where like, when you leave the bird, you leave your kids at the nest and now you got to go learn how to fly type deals.
Mm-hmm.
He went, we sent him over. The camp was, from what his words were like, he wants to go back. As soon as he got in the car on the way back, he's like, I want to come back next year. So I'm excited. I was happy that he's happy, but that camp apparently has some good talent, especially talent that's local around here that went to that camp. So we're just going to give a lot of opportunity because the same kids he's going to see in middle school and high school, rival and his own home school. So it was a lot of like, he said they did a lot of like these new drills and a lot of one-on-one tournaments, 3-on-3 tournaments, 5-on-5 tournaments. And all the work that he's put in, the reason I'm bringing this up is because for every kid out there like, who's trying to build up, whatever sport you play, I don't care what you're playing, football, baseball, soccer, whatever. If you put in the work early, that discipline, like that sport will reward you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his first time and he got rewarded. He was named the best shooter, right? And every other area, like I think I sent you the report card. His report card showed him as he was the top 5th grader in the entire class.
Mm.
And he was the second best player when they combined 4, 5, 6, which means he was the second best player even in the 6th class. So that tells you that if you work hard at whatever your craft is, during the downtime, right? Not the only practice time, but downtime. This is the same thing we talk about in our clinics.
Yep.
That it's not about, you just being here. It's also like your friends are at home right now, sleeping or working on the thumb 6-packs, as I like to call it. But you're here working. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that this kid's been doing.
Yeah.
He's way more disciplined than I ever was in my life, bro.
Bro, he's next level. Even for me seeing
like
it
he's
from
my
afar.
role model at this point. And so when I say I want to grow up, I want to be like Tage, right? So that's the part that I'm trying to instill in the kids and anyone who I come across. And this camp was a great reminder or reinforced it even more for him that yes, the game rewards you. I gotta keep working and keep getting better. Because he was telling me that he was playing one-on-one against some 7th graders and he wasn't having a tough time. He was holding his own, which tells me, all right, good. We need to continue working, right? Mm-hmm. And you seen how I train him. Like it's not light work. And that's kind of what I saw when I saw USA Basketball. They were going at these boys. Mm-hmm. Don't matter you're the USA Select team. Like you're not going to beat us.
Right.
And we're going to smack y'all. However, there are some outliers in there that shine through and come through. So that was it. So we look forward to that camp, and I want to kind of keep reinforcing and developing that. Hopefully
hopefully he'll have a roommate next year.
His friend will join him.
Well, if I would have known, I would have tried to sign up earlier.
Dude, I would have known, I would have signed up earlier.
Oh, that's right, because you found out late.
Yeah, his coach told the guy whose camp it is. He told us. He invited us specifically. So I was like, all right, bet.
Yeah, next year I'll definitely try to sign up early. So we got a little roommate.
Absolutely,
little boy's roommate overnight.
Yeah,
back in my old stomping grounds.
We were near your old where you grew up.
I know, it's crazy. So, small world.
It is a small world.
Small world. Okay, awesome. Well, speaking of camps. Football, NFL, transitioning. Training camp starts this month for most of the teams.
Okay.
And there's been a conversation. It's kind of died off recently, but we'll go ahead. We haven't talked about it yet. But it started maybe a month or two ago about NFL players in the NBA versus NBA players in the NFL. And I think it was Austin Rivers on the Pat McAfee show. They were talking, and he said that he could take 30 NBA players right now and put them in the NFL, but you can't take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA. And a lot of football players took some offense
a lot
to
of
that.
feelings got hurt.
There was a lot of conversations everywhere. One of them I remember was with CJ Stroud and Micah Parsons, who, bro, they're funny as hell with each other. They're such a funny dynamic. Like, definitely a personalities match. But, CJ was asking about it. And Micah, who's, he's a supremely confident person in himself, thinks he can do anything. And he's like, I'll average 20 in the NBA easy. And CJ was like, bro, you ain't averaging nothing. CJ was like, I'll get like 6-7 points. Right. And he's a supreme young athlete, so, but it was just interesting discussions about like whether they can transfer
the
over.
crossover.
And back in the archives, I think it was in late November, early December, we did an episode where we talked about NFL players being hoopers.
Right.
And so kind of rehashing this. So let's go the other way.
Okay.
So let's talk about our NBA players that could go play. So because he said
those 30.
The 30 that could go,
okay.
Right? Okay. Who would they be? And so we're going to do it draft style.
Okay.
As we agreed to before the episode started.
Yes.
So we'll do like rock, paper, scissors for the first pick.
Sure.
So if you pick somebody, you can have them, but like I could have the same person, but on the other side of the ball.
Okay.
So if you pick one player, like let's say you pick CP3.
Okay.
And on offense.
Okay.
I can have CP3 on defense, but I can't have him on offense.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
Because otherwise we would have had to have a crazy number of alternates.
Right.
So we try to make it a little challenging, but not too challenging.
Okay.
And then we're going to do quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end on offense.
Okay.
And defensive end, pass rusher, right?
Yep.
Linebacker, cornerback, safety.
Okay.
So 4 and 4 on each side of the ball.
Okay.
All right. And I don't know how you approached this, before we start. So I'm just going to say I approached it with minus a couple of exceptions. There's some outliers, of course. But for the most part, because basketball players have a different frame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So I looked primarily for players between 6 foot and 6'5", maybe a 6'6", right? Because you have some 6'6" pass rushers and stuff like that. Receivers, maybe.
Right.
So I kind of looked in that 6 foot to 6'6" range, right? So there are a lot of players like that. That eliminates a lot of NBA players for you with a couple of outliers, right?
Sure.
So like, that's kind of the criteria
that's
that
how
I
you
use.
looked at it.
And then I try to fit people, and I'm not going to go through like the height and weight, that's Googleable.
Yeah,
if people want to look it up, they can kind of see why I may have put people into those positions. But I tried to kind of frame it in that way, but more so based off of some of the potential skill sets that are needed for the position. So I kind of tried to do it that way. That was my approach.
Okay. My approach was a little different.
Okay.
Because I know that the other side of the ball is also going to have bigger, taller than average players. So I wasn't so worried about, the center of gravity and stuff like that. Because again, the guy in front of you is not going to be, 5'10" coming at you. He's going to be bigger. So you're playing against other hoopers per se. So I approached it with the open mind. I'm not limiting you at a 6'6" or a 6'8". If you go above that, you go above that. It just depends on the position.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. You got first pick.
I go first.
Any position.
Any position. Okay. Well, let's start with the position. First position.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. This is going to be great. You know why it's going to be great? Because I know you didn't pick the quarterback that I picked, and you're going to set me up beautifully for what I wanted to do for my first pick. So let's do this.
Sure. That's fine.
Pull my list up here.
So for my first pick, actually, I just looked at this and I think I'm going to change it.
Okay.
And we're doing current players only.
Yes, that's right. Current players only.
So we're not going back.
No.
If we missed, Kobe or Michael or whatever the case is. Okay. So yeah, let me switch it up a tad bit here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go tight end first.
I knew it.
I'm gonna go tight end first.
I knew I shouldn't have said nothing. That was dumb.
And
I didn't think you were gonna go back. So okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tight end.
All right, I'll just go.
And I'm gonna go with the GOAT.
That's
LeBron.
That's
the tight end.
That was
right
too
there.
easy.
Yeah,
that was too easy.
I mean, so you have to make that pick. So yeah, I'm gonna go.
But you were gonna go quarterback for.
I was, but then I changed my mind.
I should have let you do.
Just like teams change their mind before they make the pick.
Okay.
So tight end, LeBron.
Okay.
You're up, sir.
That's fine.
But that does mean that you can have LeBron on defense though, right? If you were to. Just throwing it out there for yourself, right? He's still available. Just saying.
I could.
I'm throwing you a little,
Yeah.
Okay.
But I might not want to.
That's fine.
So now I gotta be smart about this. Okay. So I'm going to start at receiver.
Okay.
And at receiver, I'm taking Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards with his athleticism and he actually did play football too. So
there you go.
He's built.
Yeah, he's built.
And,
yeah, absolutely.
I think he's like 6'4", so yeah, he's gonna go up and snag that ball.
And he's got hops for days.
He's got hops for days.
Yeah, so sure, that's a great.
I'm gonna have my quarterback just chuck it up the Ant-Man.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna now go to I'm gonna go running back.
Okay.
For my running back, actually no, I have a lot of options. Now it depends on what kind of running back you need. You know what? Are we taking health into play here? The ability to stay.
No, it's
just okay.
I mean, it's up to you, but like I'm not. I did.
Okay, so then in that case, I'll go running back, and my running back's gonna be Zion. Zion's my running back.
Oh my God,
that boy's.
He's gonna be hard to tackle, but he's not that fast. He's not gonna be that.
Yeah,
fast.
but when that boy can move though.
Interesting.
And when he hits you, good luck.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay.
He's my Jerome Bettis, basically.
Okay. So see, now I feel like I'm gonna have to make changes to counter you.
No, you
that's
don't.
fine. That's
You
fine.
don't.
That's fine. That's fine. So you did running back. I don't need to worry about that now because I can save mine for the end. Because that's not who I had. I'm gonna go with my safety.
Okay.
See, safety, you need a dog.
Of course you need.
You need a dog.
Absolutely.
And you need somebody who's smart.
Yep.
Because they basically are playing a whole half of the field.
Right.
Sometimes the whole field.
The last line of defense.
If it's a single high safety. Last line of defense, but you also need somebody who can come up and get some interceptions or steals like NBA. Somebody who's tough enough to hit and come up in the box and make a tackle. Mm-hmm. And so I had to find somebody tough, and I'm picking Drew Holiday.
Drew
Holiday.
That's a good one.
Drew Holiday would be an amazing safety.
Yeah, he would be an amazing safety.
And he got the speed for it too.
Right. No, Drew is a great pick.
Yeah.
Okay. So Drew is your safety.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The question is that, just to go back, if I was to pick Drew, I can't pick him as safety, but a different position.
You could pick him on offense.
Only on offense. Got it. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go with linebacker.
Okay.
And my linebacker, interestingly enough, I'm joking here. I'm going to add a joke, but I do have a real. I want the entire Antetokounmpo family in the linebacker slot.
See, since you said joke, it's so funny because I completely blanked and forgot this. When I was going to do wide receiver, I was going to joke and say Wembanyama. Oh. And just put him out there and just throw it up because nobody's going to be able to.
That's a good point.
But no, that's funny.
I'm gonna go with Giannis for my linebacker.
6'.
Yeah. I told you I didn't care about all that.
He's gonna be slow.
No, he's not.
Sideline.
Have you seen him go down a court?
Oh, that's gonna be easy.
He takes 3 steps to go down a whole court. He can cover that distance.
He is not gonna catch my running back. I promise you that.
There's plenty of people to catch your running back.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you got. I don't have Giannis for nothing, so that's fine.
All right.
I'm gonna go with my corner because I think that's the only position that hasn't been. Well, no, there's 2 positions that haven't been picked yet. So I'm gonna go with my corner.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Bronny James. Just kidding. So I had to throw another joke in there. Actually, he does have like more of a football frame.
He does have a football frame. Yeah.
But now actually, again, I need somebody who's quick, defensive minded, tough, and is gonna pester this wide receiver all day. So who was your wide receiver? You didn't pick wide receiver.
I haven't picked a wide receiver.
All right, well, it doesn't matter because he's going whoever you pick is going to have a rough day at the office because Pat Bev is going to lock him down. Pat Bev is going to lock your dude down. And I'm going to tag him in their podcast in this. When I make a clip, doesn't matter who you pick, Pat Bev is locking him down.
Wow. You made it easy for me. Woo! Too easy for me. Give me a freebie. It said oop. Is this the oop?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a block.
That's the oop.
It's a block.
All right. This is going to be, wow. All right. So Pat Bev is your cornerback. Okay, I'll go with quarterback. I think I'll go with, I'll go with quarterback. I'm going to go with, there's none other. You already know who I'm going with. Mm-hmm. There's only one guy I can go with. Well, there's a couple of guys, but I'm going to go with Luka. Luka's going to be my quarterback. This guy is dimes for days. Passes that this man drops, I'm sorry. There's other guys too, but I think Luka he also has the height. He's got the frame. You're not going to easily tackle him. So yeah, he's my quarterback. So yeah. I expect very Mahomes-esque type of things from him with the crazy things he tries.
Okay.
So
I'll go ahead and get my quarterback out of the way too because I'm definitely not going to have a dual threat quarterback. My alternate was a dual threat quarterback only because in my research I found out that they were a dual threat quarterback in high school.
Okay.
But they're not quite in the star
You were like a
range
Lamar
yet.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Jalen Suggs.
Got it.
He was actually a dual threat quarterback in high school. Really good one.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with a pure drop back passer.
Okay.
He ain't going to be running.
Oh, I already know who it is.
He's going to be Tom Brady-esque.
Yep.
But when you talk about this man's outlet passes.
I know.
Who is it?
Jokic.
No.
Who?
No, he's too big. Too big.
Too big. Yeah, I didn't care about all that.
This is a little more old school, but still current.
Okay.
We talk about the outlet passes.
Oh, Kevin Love?
Kevin Love.
Yeah. So I had him initially. Then I was like,
Kevin Love. Dude, his passes, like
no, they're
he
money.
would grab the ball after the shot was made, jump 1 foot behind the line and just whip it full court.
No, agreed.
On
100%.
a dime.
On a dot.
Like he would drop that. That was with dot after dot after dot. And I'm talking about prime Kevin Love, right?
That's
like,
where I was like, I'm thinking current, right? Prime K Love. Sure.
No, we just said they had to be currently in the league.
No, that's a good pick.
Prime,
it's a good pick.
Prime K Love. Oh
good pick. Good pick.
He's my pure drop back passer.
Yeah, K Love's a great pick. I thought about Jokic. Thought about Halliburton.
Yeah.
So, but all right. Who do I have? I have wide receiver left, defensive line, cornerback, and safety. Okay. So I'm gonna go with I'll go with my wide receiver. And funny, I did think about Wemby just because of how big he is, and if Pat Bev's on him, I'm not even worried about him. It's a little fly for him.
So slow.
Yeah, he can go as far as he needs to and catch. He can probably catch you with one hand, looking like a tennis ball. That's what he's gonna do. But I won't go crazy. But technically, that would be an easy matchup for.
I don't think that'd be that easy.
I think it'd be too easy. You're right. It wouldn't be easy with too easy.
And he'd have Drew Holiday support too.
Again.
Yeah, but that's.
The more I think about it, the more I want to pick him. Because I have another guy in here, and I think this other guy, you have Drew.
You gotta have that. You gotta have some real true athleticism.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You can't just have height. There's been other guys.
He's athletic.
Yeah, but not. He's too wiry to play wide receiver. He'll get killed. One hit.
Not by Pat Bev. I promise you that.
No, by Drew Holiday coming from the safety side.
I'm not worried about it. No, I'm gonna go with another guy who's actually. You know what? Wait, who was your wide receiver?
Anthony Edwards.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go with another super athletic guy. And this guy got hops for days too. I'm gonna go with Zach LaVine.
Okay, good. That's fine. You can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Zach. Zach is.
Yeah. That'd be a good matchup. See, I'd like to watch Zach versus Pat Bev. Pat Bev still winning that matchup.
I'll be more concerned if it was Drew versus LaVine. Sure.
No, Pat Bev's
ain't nobody worried about
Pat's
Pat
winning
Bev.
that football rep.
Ain't nobody worried about Pat Bev.
Pat, I got you. Pat, I got you.
He got you. Respect to you and some other things, but you're not. Stop.
Oh no, he gonna log Zach LaVine down. All right, I'll go with my running back, and who's super athletic, fast, and again, I'm talking about prime too, right? Still current, but prime. Russell Westbrook.
Russ, that's a great pick.
Russell's
a great pick. Yep.
He's gonna be
Russ is.
That's why I said like you can put Giannis out there. Giannis ain't catching him. Your safety really gonna have to help because there ain't no way if Giannis is in the middle and Westbrook is here and he hits that edge, Giannis ain't catching him.
Yeah, he's never coming down the middle for sure because Giannis is dropping.
But he can still juke the shit out of him. All right. Westbrook, he juke the shit out of Giannis on a football field. All right, but go ahead.
I'm sure he will.
I know.
With a running start, but all that other stuff,
that's
he ain't
football.
getting past that.
Okay.
Just like Ray Lewis he wasn't very jukey, but he was getting his man.
Yeah, but he wasn't 6'11" and
still I'm not worried about it. All right, who's left now? For me is defensive line, cornerback, and safety. So for my line, defensive line,
defensive end.
Pass rusher. Yes, pass rusher. I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm gonna go with Embiid. Yeah, I'm just going with Embiid.
Slow too.
That boy's big. That boy's big.
You got big height, but not speed.
Yeah, but that reach.
Interesting.
That reach is ridiculous. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Embiid.
Okay. Interesting.
And that man bullies people in the paint. Like you're not getting it.
So speaking of bullying, I'll go with my defensive end.
Okay.
So you had him on offense.
Okay.
But I had him on defense, and that's Zion.
Got it. Okay.
I had Zion as a
rusher,
as a pass rusher.
Got it. Yeah,
To just
and he can do both.
bully
of them.
his way in.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So for my corner, I'm gonna go with a non-traditional guy. Technically, I had Drew. as one of them.
Thank God I got him.
But I'm not even worried about it because I got another guy who was for my corner, and that's who was your Ant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this guy would be a great
Ant?
matchup with him.
Oh, okay.
Against him, and that would be Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo, athletic man. They put him at point guard, bro, and he handled it.
Yo,
He's athletic.
Yo, Ant's gonna smoke.
I don't know about that.
Ant's gonna smoke Bam.
We're not worried about him.
You know, Ant's gonna smoke Bam.
Not
Easy.
Okay. Who you
So
got?
you're done with corner, right?
I'm done with corner, yes.
Well, actually, we can talk about alternates after.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got tight end and linebacker.
Okay.
So tight end, I had LeBron.
Mm.
You took that. That was the easiest one for either. I was like,
Yeah.
whoever gets the first pick is probably good. So tight end, not only do you have to be able to be physical, you have to be able to go over the middle. You got to be tough to take hits.
Mm.
You got to be able to go up and get the ball. You also got to be able to block too.
Yes.
So I need somebody who's just all around tough with some athleticism, a little bit of height, and I picked Jimmy Butler. Jimmy
tight end?
Yeah. Yep. He's got
the frame is not there.
he's got enough size to him. Not all tight ends are huge these days.
Yeah, but
He's only
it's a decent pick.
he's gonna be a dog in there. He gonna fight.
He is.
That's all I need.
He'll be a dog. Okay. That's it. Okay. I got safety left. And for my safety, you made it so easy for me. My safety is Ant Edwards. So Ant Edwards on safety, guarding Ant Edwards on wide receiver.
He go guard himself.
With Bam Adebayo in the middle. Like it's
not worried about Bam.
So it's gonna be perfect.
That's easy.
So Ant is my safety, and that's my last pick.
And so here's where I'm stuck is linebacker. Because I originally had somebody else, but now I think I'm gonna change it.
Is it because of my running back?
No.
Okay.
So what is the linebacker? The linebacker, sometimes it's safeties, but generally like
a guy who backs the line.
Generally, one of your backers is the green dot on the helmet. Yeah. They're making the calls. They come up and make sure the defensive linemen are lined up.
But almost like the quarterback of the defense.
Correct. Right? Sometimes it's safeties, right? It's just if you have a safety who's just that much better than the rest of it. But a lot of times it's your backers who are. So I had somebody originally who had decent size. He wasn't actually, I actually Googled like average linebacker size and it was pretty close. But I'm going to go somewhere else because I'm going to go away from and make an exception to my whole size and weight thing that I was looking at. Because I need somebody smart and I need somebody who can make sure
CP3.
Everybody's where they're supposed to be
young.
And make sure that they can see the whole field and take care and handle business. And so I'm going to go with LeBron James.
Perfect. That's a great pick. Good pick.
He's going to be the quarterback. I had him at tight end before. Yeah. I'm going to move him to defense to be the quarterback of the defense.
So there's like certain guys who I feel they can play either side of the ball. He's one of them. Like I think Russ is one of them.
Yep.
These guys, or Ant Edwards is one of them.
For sure.
So like that's a great pick.
For sure.
See, that's what I told you, right? See, I threw you a little hoop earlier.
You did. You did.
See? You're welcome.
You want to go through your alternates? Some of them?
Sure.
Just go ahead. Just run through them all.
QB, I think I already talked about it. QB was Jokic. I had Jokic. I had Halliburton. Running back, I had a lot of people. It just depended on how you wanted to attack that position. I had Ja. Had Fox. Donovan Mitchell. Kyrie, in essence.
Wow.
Jalen Brunson. Like, he reminds me of that Barry Sanders-ish type of player. Wide receiver, I actually did have Wemby.
I know, I believe you.
I had Jalen Green.
Okay, yeah.
He
got some hops too. Yeah,
and he's also got that dog mentality. So him and like Pat Bev would be actually.
Yeah.
I had for tight end, I actually had Ant and LeBron.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then I'll go defense once you finish.
Okay, so I had quarterback. I mentioned already Jalen Suggs. I only did one for each.
Okay.
Because I figured I was going to get one of the two. Running back, I had Tyrese Maxey.
Okay. That's a good one.
Wide receiver, I had De'Aaron Fox.
Wide receiver. Okay.
Yeah, as a backup wide receiver. And then my backup tight end was Jimmy. Because you took LeBron.
Got it.
And then you want me to go through defense first?
Sure.
So defense besides Zion, I deleted it by accident. Who was it? It was Lou Dort.
Dort. Okay.
Dort.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to give some flowers to some
Sure. Yeah.
starish player, but he's
I
a
agreed.
beast.
100%. 100%.
Originally, my linebacker, I was gonna have Jamal Murray because he actually has like pretty close to linebacker-ish size, and because of like
he's
his
smart.
basketball IQ and everything, like he again having that leader in the defense.
Yeah.
But I was like, I gotta go back to Braun, and then as a backup, I had Marcus Smart. Kind of undersized linebacker. And then cornerback backup, I had Morant.
As a linebacker?
Corner backup.
Oh, cornerback.
Yeah,
got it.
Morant.
John Morant, okay.
And then I didn't have a safety backup.
You'd be a little small, though.
I just knew I was going to get Drew. I took a risk on that, on the safety.
Okay.
And I just knew.
A cornerback was that, and then Drew was safety,
because probably if you had taken Drew, I probably would have put Ja at safety.
Okay.
So like, I kind of like knew between the three, I would get two of the three.
2 of the 3, got it. Okay. My defensive line. So I made some switches after you made some adjustments. Because once you took Ant in the offense, I was like, I could take him on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive line, I actually had Bam and Jaren Jackson Jr. because me, it was all size and just making life difficult, like vision, right? Blocking the ball, all that. Linebacker, I had the whole family.
The whole family.
But then I also, my backup was Paulo Banchero.
Wow.
He's 6'10", he's big, and he can move, right? Cornerback, I had Jimmy, Jaylen Brown, and Drew. But I ended up going with Bam. And then safety, actually had Tatum and PG.
Wow.
Big guys.
But then
I went with Ant because Ant was available.
Got it. Okay. So let's go through and read like your full team.
Okay.
Now, so just to recap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially because we can make a clip out of it. So
agreed.
Your team first.
Okay. Hopefully I remember because Luka for quarterback, Zion running back, Zach LaVine receiver, LeBron tight end, Embiid defensive end pass rusher, Giannis linebacker. Could have written this.
Bam.
Was it Bam? Bam quarter for corner, and Ant Edwards for safety.
Okay. And in my squad, I had Kevin Love at quarterback, Russell Westbrook at running back, Ant Edwards at wide receiver, Jimmy Buckets at tight end, defensive end pass rusher Zion, LeBron at linebacker, Pat Bev at corner, and Drew Holiday at safety.
This is going to be a height versus
it's going to be a height versus speed matchup.
Basically.
And a football field's a big field. So I feel like my team's got the advantage
I don't know
here.
about that. They got too much length.
Y'all let us know.
Especially
when we chop this up into a clip. It should hopefully be a fun one to see. We talk just to kind of put a little pin in it. I do think that there's probably some merit. I think it would be hard for crossovers in these sports only because there's such a height difference and frame difference, right? You need a much different frame to play most positions in football than you do basketball. And it would be hard to be 6'10", 6'11" in the NFL. It's just,
there's very few guys who can actually, like LeBron would be one of those anomalies.
Right. But there are things that, we tell the kids in the clinics, right? Like they're transferable skills.
Yes.
Right. If you're doing some of the drills that we do in the clinics, you're working on footwork. That footwork can help you in basketball.
Correct.
It can help you in soccer. It can help you in football. Those type of agility drills, endurance, and things like agility. That.
That's why we push running so much, cardio.
Right. And it's all different types of cardio, but it's still, there's a lot of transferable skills between sports. And so
listen, when you told me that Dylan, as a football player, basketball, our training helped him in football, right, that just sealed it for me.
Right. So, absolutely.
And then Paige doing soccer sealed it, right?
Yeah.
So,
helps with the endurance and like there's a lot of transferable things that you can take.
Right.
But by and large, it's tough. There's very few athletes in the world that have ever been crossover professional sport athletes, right?
I mean, you can name them,
Bo
right? Almost.
Jacksons, the Deions.
Is it Mookie?
Mookie.
No, who's that other guy who plays now? He's also a bowler. He's a phenomenal bowler, baseball player.
Mookie Betts?
Is it Betts? Mookie Betts?
I don't know what else does he play.
I think so.
I don't follow.
He's a multi-sport athlete. Could be Mookie.
Yeah,
Betts.
I mean a lot of athletes were multi-sport, and I'm talking about like crossover professional. Like I play like when Deion was playing for the Falcons and the Braves at the same time. Like that. That kind of stuff is just you.
But
really
I think that era's over, though, isn't it?
For sure. I mean, but I'm saying it's that's what I'm saying. It's at a certain point, it's like you got to choose what's your primary sport.
Yeah.
You know, Russell Wilson got drafted for baseball and football. He chose football as his path, even though he probably could have played either one. So yeah, that crossover is difficult. So I think that's going to be an argument that will continue over time is, can players from this league go to that league, just like it'd be hard for any of them to go to Major League Baseball and hit a 98 mile an hour fastball.
That's a whole nother conversation.
It's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. So this was a fun one. You have anything else before we wrap it up?
That was it. It was Mookie Betts.
Was it? Yeah, what does he do?
He plays baseball, but apparently, I don't know if he plays, but he's like a super athletic person. Any sport he touches.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen him play because was it when the Braves were making their run when they won the championship a couple years ago? We played the Dodgers, so you know I've definitely seen him, but I didn't know he played what other stuff he does.
He's a phenomenal
he's
bowler.
An athlete for sure. Yeah.
So all right.
But yeah, so we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us everywhere at Think RBA. And until next time, we bid you farewell. Peace.